I do not remember all of my lives. I just remember being in pain and being melancholy. I fought monsters, I fought shadows, but I always fought. My story has went on for eons. I am not just Mina Hawker. I am not just Wilhelmina Hawker. I am the hunter, and I am the hunted. And this is where I begin my story. I wasn't always Mina Harker. I don't remember much of my life. I do know that I have felt pain in every one of them. I could take you back to when I hunted. I could take you back to when I was hunted. These are all stories of my life that have flooded open like a massive wave falling against rocks. I am Wilhelmina Harker. My story is a century old, eons old. Let's enjoy the ride, shall we? The first city that I remember was London. I do not recall being born there, but I do recall the noise, the people bustling, the horses, the smell of rain, the fear of being hunted. I was not familiar with this feeling before. But then again, I have never been in this city before. Somehow, the bustling comforted me when all else failed. But I still lived in the shadows. No one noticed me because I remained unnoticed. I was young, almost a teenager, but I had the skills of a warrior. I do not know who trained me. I do not remember how I came about being this way. All I knew was I was to remain hidden, stay quiet, and wait for life to begin. My story is of happenstance and circumstances. The battle between good and evil, and all of those that are in between. I hid for a very long time. I was never seen. There was evil there with me. Type of evil I've never felt. The teen in me was not familiar with this fear. The warrior in me wanted to challenge it. What was that saying? Never underestimate your opponent. So I waited. Sooner or later it would present itself, and I would have to figure out what to do. There was no one to save me. There was no one to help me. Frightening. One day, the darkness to which I was hiding heralded a red light. I heard breathing, deep groan. I did not know whether to turn around or to run into the bustling city and pray that whatever it was did not catch me. The warrior in me, however, decided to turn around. I heard the growl. My eyes got wide because I had no idea what I was looking at. All I knew was it was kill or be killed. And right now, the warrior in me took over. This was a fight to the death. He was very angry, but I was here for the fight. I knew that he could not get into the city, so I prepared myself for battle. Just as I was about to strike, I was pulled back into the darkness, hand over my mouth. A face came before me. Index fingers pressed to his lips, telling me to be quiet. I was outraged. I was angry. But then he whispered in my ear, "I'll explain later. For now, we need to leave post-haste. Fight the demon another time." And so we ran. So we ran, and we ran, and we ran. I didn't pay attention to what he looked like. I just knew there was something behind me, and I just needed to go. And so we kept running. After a while, I just got tired. Heavy breathing till we came towards the end of the tunnel. We turned around, and he introduced himself. He said, "Hello, I am Jonathan Hawker. You almost got killed in there." I was angry. I wanted to tell him I knew what I was doing. I didn't need his help, assistance, and I sure as hell did not need his arrogance. So, I sat down and I breathed. I ignored him for about 10 seconds before I let out a tirade that was worthy of the gods. How dare you? How dare you take me away from that thing that I could kill? I could have killed that thing. The city could have been safer. How dare you do that? How dare you take away my battle? How dare you put your hands on me? I only ran because I did not know what else to do with you standing there with your hands on my mouth. I just bloody saved you. I just kept you from becoming a meal from a demon you know nothing about. Look, do you have a name? What is your name? To be polite, my name is Mina. Wilhelmina. All right, Wilhelmina, and your last name? Murray. All right, Miss Murray. Sit down, calm down for a second, and let me explain this demon to you. I am part of a group that assists with getting rid of creatures such as that one. You would have killed it and it would have multiplied. So, sit down and let me tell you my story. Let me tell you about the Karmafia. Let me tell you about how I can train you to become a better warrior than you already are, so that you can come down here again and take care of that demon as it's supposed to be taken care of. Will you at least give me that time, Miss Murray? All right, Mr. Hawker. Continue. From there, he explained to me the type of demon it was and what I needed to do to kill it, but not right away. He explained to me about Karmafia. He explained to me about how he could better train me. He explained to me how I could live like a human being and still be the warrior that I know I am. This was going to be a long battle, but I believe I'm ready for it, don't you? So I practiced and practiced till I got really good. While I practiced, Jonathan told me about Karmafia. He said, I think that you would belong great in Karmafia. I think you would be a great asset. All you have to do is ask. I'm sure you'll be able to prove yourself. I thought about it for a moment, and I asked him, tell me about Karmafia. And he said, these are warriors, people that protect beasts and human and beings alike. Everybody is protected. Everybody is taken care of. And if someone steps out of line, Karmafia takes care of that. I think that you would be a great asset. Mina, you need to try. Try to become a member. Then I asked, would they accept me? He squatted down. He put his hands on the side of my face. He leaned in and said, of course they will accept you. Why would they not? I'm used to rejection all my lives, and there were many I was rejected. Then he looked at me and said, I'm going to make sure that you are trained properly so you can represent them. And of course be the great warrior that you are capable of being. I looked at him and I said, I'd like that. I'd like that a lot. And that begins my journey with Karmafia. And all the other journeys in between. Oh, one tidbit. That one journey that took me from being Wilhelmina Murray to Lady Mina Hawker. But that's a story for another time. I returned to that tunnel. I needed to defeat that beast. I was trained now. I knew how to defeat him, and I needed to get this battle over with so people will be safe again. I faced him. I unsheathed my sword, and I did what I needed to do. Rat in the throat. Well, I knew he would not be able to get up again. Decapitating him would be an issue. So I let him bleed out. I put a flammable to his throat and I set it afire. And I walked away.